Welcome to Part 10. So far, we've explored confidence, fluency habits, vocabulary, professional communication, conversation skills, and the mindset of successful English learners. Now we're entering one of the most important stages of your development: real-life communication. Because no matter how much vocabulary you know, no matter how many grammar rules you've studied, the real test happens when you're communicating spontaneously, without preparation, without scripts, without extra time. Just you, your thoughts, and the conversation. This is where true fluency begins to emerge. Let's start with a simple truth. Real conversations are unpredictable. You cannot prepare for every question. You cannot memorize every possible answer. You cannot predict every situation. Fluent speakers don't succeed because they know every answer. They succeed because they're comfortable navigating uncertainty. Think about everyday conversations. Someone asks an unexpected question. A discussion suddenly changes direction. A new topic appears. A misunderstanding occurs. These moments happen constantly. The goal isn't avoiding them. Let's begin with one of the most valuable speaking skills: thinking while speaking. Many learners believe they must know exactly what they're going to say before they start talking. This creates pressure, and pressure often creates silence. Confident speakers understand something different. They trust themselves to discover ideas as they speak. For example, imagine someone asks, "What do you think will change in education over the next 10 years?" You may not have a perfect answer immediately. That's normal. Instead of freezing, begin with what you know. That's an interesting question. I think technology will play a bigger role in education. More students may study online, and learning could become more personalized. Notice what happened. The answer developed naturally. The speaker didn't need a perfect plan. They simply started. This skill improves with practice. Now, let's discuss another real-world challenge: unexpected questions. These often create anxiety because they remove preparation. But there are strategies you can use. When you need time to think, try phrases like, "That's a great question. I've never thought about that before. Let me think for a moment. That's an interesting perspective." These phrases give your brain valuable seconds to organize ideas. Professional speakers use them all the time. Now, let's talk about handling misunderstandings. Misunderstandings are a normal part of communication. They happen between native speakers. They happen between experts. They happen in every language. The key is not avoiding misunderstandings. The key is managing them calmly. Imagine someone doesn't understand what you said. Instead of feeling embarrassed, try, "Let me explain that differently. What I mean is..." Another way to describe it is, these phrases help keep communication moving forward. Remember, communication is a shared responsibility. If someone doesn't understand you, it doesn't automatically mean your English is bad. Sometimes a different explanation is all that's needed. Now, let's explore confidence under pressure. Pressure often appears during interviews, presentations, meetings, and important conversations. Many learners experience physical symptoms: faster heartbeat, sweaty hands, nervousness, mental blanks. This is completely normal. The key is understanding that nervousness and ability are not the same thing. You can feel nervous and still communicate effectively. In fact, many experienced speakers still feel nervous before important events. The difference is they don't interpret nervousness as failure. They see it as energy, and they keep moving forward. One useful technique is focusing on your message instead of yourself. Ask, "What value can I provide? What idea can I share? How can I help the listener?" Shifting attention outward often reduces anxiety dramatically. Now, let's discuss another advanced skill:
handling disagreement.
At some point, you'll encounter opinions different from your own. The ability to disagree respectfully is a sign of communication maturity. Instead of saying, "That's wrong," you can say, "I see it differently. That's an interesting perspective. I understand your point, but I have another view. There may be another way to look at this." These responses maintain respect while allowing honest discussion. Strong communicators understand that disagreement does not require conflict. Now, let's talk about speaking with influence. Influential speakers do something interesting. They focus on clarity before persuasion. Many people try to persuade others before explaining their ideas clearly. This creates confusion. Always begin with understanding, then move toward influence. For example, state the idea, explain the reason, provide evidence or examples, invite discussion. This structure works in business, education, leadership, and everyday life. Now, let's explore a challenge many learners face: speaking to native speakers. Some learners become nervous because they assume native speakers are judging them. Most of the time, they're not. Most people appreciate the effort required to learn another language. And many native speakers adjust their communication when speaking with language learners. Remember, you do not need perfect English to have meaningful conversations. You need courage,
Curiosity.
and a willingness to participate. Now, let's discuss conversation recovery. Imagine you lose your train of thought. It happens to everyone.
Don't panic.
Use recovery phrases. For example, let me start again. What I was trying to say is, let me explain that more clearly. These expressions help you regain control without losing confidence. Communication is rarely perfect, and it doesn't need to be. Now, let's talk about another important skill: speaking with authenticity. Many learners try to sound like someone else. They imitate accents, copy personalities, or force expressions that don't feel natural. The most memorable communicators are authentic.
They sound like themselves.
Your goal isn't becoming another person. Your goal is becoming the best English-speaking version of yourself. Authenticity creates trust. Trust creates connection. Connection creates meaningful communication. Now, let's discuss resilience in speaking. There will be days when English feels easy. There will be days when English feels difficult. Both are normal. Progress is not always linear. Some days you'll feel confident. Some days you'll make mistakes. Some days you'll surprise yourself. The important thing is consistency.
Keep speaking.
Keep practicing. Even when progress feels slow. Keep learning. Even when motivation disappears. Now, imagine yourself facing a challenge that once felt impossible. An interview, a presentation, a meeting, a conversation with an international client, a networking event. Imagine handling it confidently. Not perfectly, confidently. That confidence is built one experience at a time. Every conversation prepares you for the next one. Every challenge makes future challenges easier. This is how growth works. Before we finish part 10, I want to leave you with a powerful thought. Fluency is not about never feeling nervous. Fluency is about continuing despite nervousness. Confidence is not about never making mistakes. Confidence is about trusting yourself when mistakes happen. Success is not about avoiding challenges. Success is about growing through challenges. You've already come far, and every lesson you've completed is proof of your commitment. Keep moving forward. Keep trusting your effort. Keep investing in your future, because your ability to communicate is expanding every day. And in part 11, we're going to focus on advanced fluency training exercises, rapid speaking development, natural conversation drills, and practical techniques that will help transform knowledge into automatic communication. That's where many learners experience their biggest breakthroughs. I'll see you in part 11.